Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for another Fit Friday session. We are so excited to have Sara Raymond from CoreWorks today leading a virtual Pilates class. Sara is a co-owner and program director at CoreWorks, which is located in Howard County. Along with being a Pilates instructor, Sara teaches yoga, booty bar, and meditation. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Sara.
Thank you, Angela. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me. So for today, I was planning on just doing a fairly beginner level Pilates class so that you can get the basic foundations of Pilates, and I'll give some modifications if something's feeling too hard, and some ways to make things a little bit harder if you so choose to make them harder. But I don't see everyone, so make sure you're taking care of your body, and if something doesn't feel good, don't do it, or change positions to hopefully the goal would be to feel better after you finish than before you started. So definitely we're not in the mindset of no pain, no gain here. So hopefully it'll all feel good. So all you need is some soft surface that you can lie down on, a yoga mat, a towel, or even just a carpeted surface would be fine. And then we'll get started. Can everyone hear me okay here? Yeah? Okay. All right. So we're going to come to laying down on our back. So just come back over here. All right, so when you come to laying down on your back, you can have your legs bent or straight, whatever is comfortable for you, and then just relax your arms by your sides. And then we'll start with just a couple deep breaths to let your body settle down and sort of come into a relaxed state. So breathing in through your nose. You can breathe out through your nose or your mouth. A couple more breaths like that. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, just let your body relax. Any tense or tight areas, just soften and release. All right, now starting to move your body a little bit with your breath. So you can take your fingertips on the front of your hip bones so you can kind of feel where they are. And then with your next exhale, your hips rock back toward your ribs. Your lower back is going to press down into the mat. And then as you inhale, you'll come back to your neutral or your natural alignment. So a couple more times like that. Exhale, low back presses down into the mat, and then you come back to your natural curves. Exhale, draw the hip bones back, low back touches down, and inhale to release. One more time like that. Exhale. Feel maybe a little more abdominal engagement as you tip your hips back, and then inhale to neutral. All right, now we're going to stay in neutral, which means you have a little bit of a natural curve under your lower back, just wherever your natural alignment is. And then with your next exhale, lift one leg into tabletop position. So your knee is directly over your hip, and then lift the other leg to meet it. All right, now if you feel like your back is arching, you can go back to that imprinted position, so it's a little more supportive. From here, we're going to lower one foot as low as you can without arching your back, and then bring it back up. And then switch sides. Exhale, lower, inhale, lift. So your knee stays at 90 degrees, moving from your hip down and up. Good. Exhale, lower, inhale, lift. So the goal would be to move your legs without moving your pelvis and spine. Let's do one more on each side. And okay, and then lower both feet back down. And then we're going to start to work from the upper back. So if you have any issues with your neck and you don't want to curl your head and shoulders up, you can go back to the toe taps. Otherwise, we'll interlace our hands behind our head. Bring the elbows just off the mat so that you can see them in your peripheral vision. And then as you exhale, first nod your chin toward your chest, curl your head and shoulders up, and then looking towards your thighs. And then you'll lower back down. So again, like that, exhale, nod your chin first, then curl up. Inhale to lower. That's it. Keep going. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, release. So we're trying to work the shoulder blades off the mat, drawing the front ribs towards the hips. Good. Okay, so if you're comfortable with it, next time stay in your abdominal curl. And then again, bring one leg into tabletop position and then the other. So we'll stay in this position in the upper body and then go back to our toe taps. Lower one leg and lift. Another side and lift. If your neck starts to get tired, you can put your head back down. One more on each side here. And then we'll lower our feet, lower our head, and then again, relax your arms by your sides. All right, so we'll keep the head down just to give your neck a little bit of a break. As you exhale, go back to that imprinted position. So low back is pressing down into the mat, and then you're going to keep lifting your hips off of the mat until you come to a bridge position. So we have a straight line from shoulders out through the knees, and then as you lower down, lower your upper back, middle back, and then all the way back to your neutral. So we'll try that again. Exhale, tilt the hips back, lift up one bone at a time. Inhale at the top and then lower back down. Good. So you might imagine you have a horizontally striped shirt and you're trying to pick up one stripe at a time from bottom to top. And then on the way down, you're going in reverse. So you lower one stripe at a time on the way down. That's it. All right, we'll do two more here. Exhale, roll up. Inhale at the top. And then exhale, roll down. Good. Now the next one, we're going to stay at the top. So you'll roll up with your exhale. Now you have two options here. You can just work on holding your bridge, or if you're comfortable lifting one leg, you'll take one leg into tabletop position and then place it back down. Try to keep your hips stable and level. Lift the other leg and back down. We'll do two more on each side, keeping the height of your hips. And one more on each side. And then once you're even, lower your hips back down. Good. Okay, and then we'll just take a little stretch. So you can stretch your left leg out onto the mat. Pull your right knee in towards your chest. Good. A couple breaths here. And then hold behind your right thigh. Straighten your leg as much as you're able towards the ceiling. And gently flex and point your ankle. So you're pulling your toes down and up. Good. Okay, now we're going to leave the right leg up towards the ceiling, but take your arms by your sides. Now, ideally, our hips are level. If you need to bend one or both knees to level your hips, you can do that, just as straight as you're able. So you're going to take your right leg, cross it over towards the left without lifting the right side of your butt up. Take it down, around, and up. So we're making a big circle with the leg, but we're trying not to rotate the hips. So keep the right side of your butt really heavy on the mat and just circle your leg. That's it. Inhale as you start your circle. Exhale to finish. One more in this direction. And then let's go the other direction. Out to the right. Cross the midline to lift back up. Inhale. Exhale. Last two. Last one. And lower your right leg down onto the floor and hug your left knee in toward your chest. Good. Nice deep breath in and out. Okay, and then again, hold behind your left thigh. Straighten your knee as much as you're able. And then flex and point your ankle. Toes pull down and up. Okay, and then leave your leg up towards the ceiling, arms come to your side. Remember, you can bend one or both legs to level your hips here. And then you'll cross the midline without letting the left side of your butt lift. Circle out and inhale and exhale up. Just as large of a circle as you can keep your hips still. Good, one more in this direction. And then we change. We go out to the left and around and up. Good, last one. All right, bend your left knee, bring your right knee in also, and then you're hugging both knees in. You can rock side to side if you like. Good. Okay, so now we'll keep our knees bent. And as we start to work into an abdominal series, I'm going to have you imprint. So try to press your low back into the mat and then curl your head and shoulders up here. So looking towards your belly or your thigh, pull one knee in as you straighten the other leg and then switch legs. That's it. So we're keeping head and shoulders still. Reach and switch. Exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale. If you need to put your head down, you always can do that. One more each side. And then bend your knees, lower your head back down. Good. And then gently turn your head to the side and to the other side. Just releasing the tension in the neck. Good. Okay, so we're going to work through both legs. If you need to have your head down, you can have your head down. You can also take your hands behind your head for more support if you need. Okay, so we'll curl the head and shoulders up again. This time the legs are both straightening, the arms are reaching back. Then bend your knees, circle your arms. Good. Reach out and circle. If it's too much, you can do just the legs and hold your head. Or you can always put your head back down. And circle. Breathing out, breathing in. Let's do two more. And then again, lower your head. And this time, let's take a little bit of a twist. So we're going to take both knees to the right side. Your arms can go out to the sides. And then if it feels okay, you can look over your left shoulder. So gentle twist here. And help yourself back to center. And then we'll go the other way. So legs to your left, eye gaze to your right. And okay, and then take your time again, come back to center. All right, and then lower your feet back to the mat. So your knees are bent, feet are flat. Take your hands behind your head. Good. All right, so this time as we curl up, we're going to add a rotation or a twist. So now as you exhale, nod your chin, start to curl up, and then rotate your shoulders to the right, but try to keep your left hip on the ground. Inhale back to center, and then exhale to the other side. Inhale to center. So you're just twisting through your shoulders and rib cage. Okay, next time we go back to the right, we'll add the lift of the right knee. So when you twist to the right, pick up your right leg and lower it back down, switching sides. Twist left, and center. Okay, one more to the left to balance out your sides. Good. Okay, so now we're going to add a little bit more to this. So let's take our legs into tabletop position. You can always go back to the previous version we just finished. Now as you twist to your right, straighten your left leg and pull your right knee in toward your chest. And center and switch. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. So it's slow and steady. One more to each side. And then again, roll your head down, hug your knees in, and rock side to side a little bit here. And okay, lower your feet, stretch your legs out long onto the mat, reach your arms overhead, and then just let your back arch a little here, really stretching in both directions. Good. Okay, and then you can bend your knees and take your arms to your sides again. Good. All right, from here, let's roll on to one side. So you can find a position where your neck is straight. So it might be on one arm, you might fold your arm. You can see how you feel here. You can bend your bottom knee for more support, or you can have your leg straight. Top leg will be straight, lift it up about to the height of your hip, and then try to reach it out so that your bottom waist lifts a little bit, so that your hips are stacked. And then from there, we're going to kick forward, inhale, and kick backwards, exhale. So you can add a point and a flex if you like. It's too much to coordinate. Don't worry about the ankle. So just like we did with our leg circles, you're moving your leg only as far as you can keep your hips stable. Okay, now from here, take your leg back in line with your hip, bend your knee towards your chest, straighten it out, and then take it back. So it's a bicycle pattern. Bend, straighten forward, and press back. Bend, straighten forward, and press back. Two more. All right, one more time. And okay, now take your top leg and bring it down on the floor in front of you so your knee is bent. Bottom leg will be straight. Flex the ankle if you can, and then lift your bottom leg, keeping your knee straight, and lower. Lift and lower. And two more here. And then you'll hold it at your high range, so you're lifting as high as you can, little pulses up. Good. All right, last one there. Lower your bottom leg. And then let's take the top leg on top of the bottom leg. So your legs are stacked. Squeeze your legs together. Lift both legs up and lower down. Exhale, lift and lower. Good. Okay, you can stay with just the legs or we'll add a side bend. So now as you lift your legs, also lift your shoulders, come into a side bend. And then we lower everything back down. So we're trying to work through that top waist. Side bending up and down. And exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Good. One more time here. And lower. Good. Now bend both knees so they're in line with your hips. Take your bottom arm out in front of you. You can kind of let your head rest down here. And then the top hand goes towards the ceiling. And we're going to rotate our shoulders back. Good. And if you don't have a wall there, you're just going to reach back. Good. So this is more of like a recovery stretch to twist and open the chest. Good. Okay, one twist. And then we're going to turn over to the other side. Okay, so we'll repeat the whole thing on the other side. So you come down so that your neck is straight. Bottom knee can be bent or straight. Top leg is lifted and straight. Try to reach out. So we find that lift on the bottom waistline again. We'll inhale, kick forward, and exhale back. So same as the other side, you can add a point and flex back. Good, kicking forward and back. Let's do 2 more. Nice and stable through the hips. Good. Now changing into that big bicycle pattern, bend your knee up towards your chest, straighten forward and back. Bend, straighten forward, circle back. Okay, one more there. Good. Okay, and then we'll straighten the bottom leg, bend the top knee. Good. Okay, so bottom leg is straight, ankle flexed. Let's lift and lower, keeping your knees straight. Two more here. Then you can again lift and hold, little pulses. So think of that inner thigh doing the work to lift your leg. Good. Okay, relax down there. And then we'll straighten the top leg also. So legs are stacked, squeeze your legs, and then start with both legs lifting and lowering. And lift and lower. Good. Okay, so you can stick with, again, just the legs or add your side bend. So legs will lift, shoulders lift, we side bend off the floor and lengthen back down. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. And let's do 2 more. Awesome. Okay, and then we'll take that stretch. So bend both knees up towards your line of your hip, bottom arm out in front. And then we'll lift the top arm and rotate your shoulders back. Taking a nice gentle twist here. Okay, now as you untwist, we're going to roll all the way over onto our belly. Okay, so just starting with a little gentle back bend. Take your elbows under your shoulders so that they're in a nice straight line here. If this feels like it's too big of a lift, you can always take your elbows wider. So don't be miserable with your back too extended here. All right, draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Think of lifting your chest a little bit here. Pull your belly up and in. And then with your exhale, bend one knee and straight. And then the other. So elbows are on the mat under your shoulders or a little wider if you need. Good. Exhale, bend, nice and stable through your hips, just working through your knee. One more on each side here. And then you can come down, stack your hands and either cheek or forehead on your hands. And then gently bend both knees. And we'll take a little rotation. So feet and lower legs go side to side. It's okay if your hips twist a little here, just releasing the back. Okay, come back to center, straighten both legs. And then from here, take your hands on the floor next to your chest so that your elbows will be off the mat and your palms are flat. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. I would just keep looking down so your neck is straight. And then as you exhale, lift your head and chest just to a point where you feel like you don't need your hands, and then come back down again. So your upper back is doing the majority of the work, hopefully, and back down. Shoulders away from ears, neck long, lift, and lower. Okay, next time let's lift and hold. Keep lengthening the back of the neck. Reach your arms next to your hips. Palms face down if you can. And then reach your arms back towards your feet a little more. Good, so we're kind of in this sort of flying position. And then you're gonna go up and down with your arms. Good. Keep looking straight down so your neck is long, breathing fully in and out. Breathe and out. One more full breath here, staying lifted if you can. Okay, and then we'll lower down again. You can stack your hands or turn your face to the side. Breathe deep into your belly. And let it out. Good. Okay, so take your time. You're going to press up onto hands and knees. All right, and then from there, just align your wrists up directly under your shoulders, knees under hips, and then press knees and hands into the floor, round your back as you exhale. And then inhale, going the other direction. So your tailbone goes up, your head goes up, ribs sag down. Exhale, round. And then inhale as you're arching. Good. One more time in each direction. Good. And then you'll come back to neutral. So think of the crown of the head reaching straight ahead, the sit bones reaching back. And then we're going to hold that position. Curl your toes under if you can. And then holding your neutral spine, lift your knees about an inch off the floor. And very gently lower them back down again. A couple times like that. Exhale, knees hover. Inhale, very gently lowering them back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. One more time there. Exhale, lift. And then as you lower this time, you'll leave your knees down. Keep your spine as straight as you can. Rock forward and backward. So only as far as you can keep your neutral. So you don't want to tuck the tail under at that back range. Good. Okay, now the next option is to try that with the knees lifted. Totally optional. You can keep going with the knees down. So if you're up for it, knees hover. So just an inch off the ground. Rock backwards and forwards. Maybe a smaller range of motion. Okay, gently lower your knees down. And then we'll come into a stretch here. So knees can be apart a little wider. Send the hips back and then lower your chest down. Take a few breaths here. Okay, keeping your hips back over your heels, walk your hands to your right. So your chest is now going to be laying down over that right thigh. And maybe stretch a little farther through the left fingers. Okay, and then we'll go over to the other side. So hands go to your left. Reach through your right side. Good. Okay, come back to center. Nice job. And then we'll come up onto hands and knees for one more. So again, line up your knees under your hips, wrists under shoulders. And if your wrists are getting a little tired, you can come up onto fists if you need to do so, okay? So we'll just be here for one more exercise. From here, reach your right arm forward and your left leg back. Try to keep your body nice and stable, and then lower that hand and knee back down. So flat back or straight spine, reaching arm and opposite leg out, and lower down. Good. So take your time. Really try to be stable through the supporting limbs and spine, meaning you're not letting the hips or shoulders shift side to side. Okay, next time you get to right arm, left leg, hold there. Try to lift your chest a little higher above the floor. So you're pushing down into the floor. Then you're going to open your arm and leg to the side and back to center. We'll stay on this side 3 more times. Open and close. One last time. And then lower that hand and knee back down. And we'll finish on the other side. So left hand forward, right leg back, lift a little taller, open to the side, and center. 3 more. One last time. And then we'll lower back down. Okay, so let's come into a seated position. Give the wrists and knees a little bit of a break. So you'll sit with your legs out in front of you if you can. So most important, I would say, is your posture. So if sitting with your legs out in front of you is too uncomfortable, you can either go into a diamond position or you can cross your ankles. Okay. So most important is just to sit up as tall as you can. Let's reach arms out to the sides. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. And then rotate to your left. And then come back to center. Good. And then rotate to your right. And back to center. So only as far as you can go where your shoulders are twisting, but not your hips. Good. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of a row. So next time you go to your left, bend your left elbow. Think of pulling back like you're pulling a bow and arrow. And then back to center. And then bend the right elbow as you twist to the right. And again like that. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. We'll do one more on each side. Staying as tall as you can. Good. Okay, and then just relax your arms. Tip your left ear towards your left shoulder. So you're just getting a little side bend in the neck. And then right ear towards your right shoulder. Good. And then as you come up, draw your chin down toward your chest. And then lift back up. Good. Okay, and then we'll just either stay in the same seated position or you can change your legs if your hips are getting a little tired. Lift your left arm. Try to draw that shoulder down away from your ear. And then as you side bend to your right, see if you can keep anchoring that left sit bone down heavy onto the ground. And then we'll come back up and go to the other side. So we inhale, lift, exhale, bend. Good. And again, left arm and side bend right. Good. One more to the second side. Good. Okay, and then let's take the soles of the feet together, knees bent. Good. And you can either hold on at the ankles and use your elbows to press down, or you can take your hands behind you and almost think of like you're arching your back. So either position is fine, whatever feels most effective for you. Good. Okay, now we'll straighten our legs back out here. This time, open maybe the width of your mat if you have one, or I don't know, that's maybe 2 or 3 feet apart, not too wide. We'll take the arms back out to the side. Let's rotate again to your left. And now once you can't rotate any farther, you can fold forward over your left leg. You're reaching out towards your pinky toe. And then straighten your spine and untwist. Now to the other side. Exhale, turn and fold. Inhale, straighten and untwist. Keep going, alternating your sides. Try to keep your opposite hip down on the ground. And rotate and fold. Straighten and untwist. Let's do one more to each side. Turn and reach. Straighten and center. Last one to your right. Good. Okay, and then we'll relax the arms down here. I'm going to turn to the side. So you're going to bend your knees so that you can hold behind your thighs. And we are going to be rolling down a little bit. So make sure that there's some space behind you. So with your hands, lift your chest, lift your posture a little bit. So you're really straight up through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, we're going to round the back. So you tilt to the back of the sit bones. You're rounding, you're leaning just about as far as you can straighten your arms. And then come back up again. So we'll do that a few times. Exhale, round. Inhale, straighten. Now, if everything's feeling good, you can try without holding on. So arms will reach forward. Exhale, rounding back. You may be able to go a little farther. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, round. Maybe looking down towards your belly. And inhale, straighten. Good. Next time we're going to hold. So maybe 2/3 of the way back, not your fullest lean. So a place that you can stay. Shoulders easy. Exhale, lift your arms. Inhale, lower. Good. So we're just moving the arms. Hopefully you feel a little bit of a challenge in the core. Good. We'll do 2 more. Okay, and then you come up, straighten your legs, and you can fold forward over your legs. Good. Okay, we'll straighten up again. Let's start in the same position, knees bent, hands behind your thighs, straighten up through the spine. Good. Now this time we're going to lean back with our spine straight. So you can either take your hands across your chest, or for a little bit more challenge, hands go behind your head. I just want to make sure the head stays up in line with your spine. All right, so we lean back on the inhale and exhale up. So remember, hands can be at the chest, straight spine, hinging back, and up. Good. Maybe try to look straight ahead so you don't strain your neck. All right. One last time here. Good. Okay, now we're going to roll all the way down. So make sure you have enough space behind you. You can start holding on to your legs, roll down, and then eventually roll all the way onto your back. Good. Okay, so now we're going to keep our head down on the mat. Bring your legs into tabletop position and then straighten towards the ceiling. So as straight as you can, imprint your low back into the mat. And then as you exhale, lower one leg down. Only as far as you can keep that imprint and lift back up. So you may be able to go a little lower than me or not quite as low. Just manage your range based on your alignment. Okay, one more on each side here. Bend your knees, hug them in towards your chest, rock side to side. Okay, straighten the legs towards the ceiling again. This time, hold behind your thighs, nod your chin toward your chest, and curl your head and shoulders up. Now we're going to do the same movement, but holding on to the leg. So keep your knees as straight as you can. Lower one leg, pulse, pulse, switch the legs. pull, pull, and switch. Exhale, inhale. Good. One more each side. And then lower yourself down. Gently turn your head to one side and to the other. Good. Okay, we have one more on our back here. So your options are to either keep both legs straight if that's comfortable, or you can do this with both knees bent. So either way, we're going to take our hands behind our head, curl the head and shoulders up. So if your legs are straight, we're lowering down with straight legs. And then if your knees are bent, you're just keeping them bent the whole time, okay? So either way, go only as low as you can keep your back imprinted into the mat. Two more. And then we rest here. All right, lower your legs, stretch them out, and then reach your arms overhead. Take a nice big arch of the back. Good. Okay, we're gonna roll over onto our belly one more time. Do one more back extension exercise. You'll roll yourself over. All right. So hands are going to be by your sides, either palms facing down or palms facing your thighs, whatever is comfortable. Just hover your head above the ground. And then as you exhale, lift your head and chest, reach your arms back. Good. And then as you lower your head and chest, bend both knees, kick your heels towards your butt. You're going to kick 3, 2, 1, straighten your legs, lift your chest. Good. Lower your chest, bend 3, 2, 1, straighten and lift, and bend 3, 2, 1. Let's do 2 more. Lift, 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 and lower, bend 3, 2, 1. One last time, lift, and lower. Okay, keep your knees bent. You can rest your head down and then rotate again, feet and legs side to side. Good. Okay, stretch your legs out again. And then hands under your shoulders. Lift yourself up to all fours. Okay, so a little bit of plank work. Couple options. You can be on your hands if your wrists are comfortable with that. You can definitely be on your forearms if you need to be off your wrists. And then for either of those positions, you can keep your knees down if you're not comfortable with a full straight leg plank. Okay, so you can choose hands or elbows, knees or toes. All right, when you're ready, step out into your plank, whatever that looks like for you today. And then we're going to hold the plank for 3 breaths. So take your time, breathe in deeply, breathe out. Nice. Try to keep your head up in line with your spine. Good. Then lift your hips up, come into a downward dog position. You can be on your forearms still if you prefer. Pedal through your heels. Good. Okay, and then walk your hands and feet together, however you would like to get there. Come into a forward fold position. And then slowly roll up. You can always take your hands on your thighs for a little extra support. You're going to come up to standing. Good. Okay, I can't see my camera. Hopefully I'm all the way in the shot. My head's not cut off. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of standing work. I'm just going to move my mat forward. So you challenge your balance a bit. So let's start standing on our right leg and then lift your left knee up. You can use your hands and just hold on to that knee. Stand as straight as you can here. Find that balance. And then you'll straighten your left leg out. Reach both arms overhead. Circle the arms and bend your knee again. So it's a standing version of one of the abdominal exercises we did on the back. And circle in. You can always put your toe down to kind of regroup your balance a bit. Inhale, stretch out. And exhale, hold in. Good. Okay, next one, pull your knee in and hold. Good. So really press down, stand up as tall as you can. You can take your right arm out to the right and then open your left knee to the left. Good. Just find your balance out there. And then we're going to switch. So you take your right hand on your left knee, left arm out to the side, and then take your knee across your midline. Good. All right. We're going to release the leg there. Good. Shake it out a little bit. And then we'll do the whole thing again on the other leg. So standing on your left leg now, pull your right knee up. And again, use your hands. Really actively press down into the floor here with your standing leg. Reach your right leg out, arms overhead. Circle, ooh, falling over. Happens to the best of us. Reach out and circle around. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, circle. Let's do two more here. Again, you can always put your toe back down to regroup. Last one. Good. Okay, now hold your knee lifted. Ooh, falling over. Take that left arm out to the left. Open your knee to the right. So hips stay square, just changing your center of gravity a bit. And then switching sides. So reaching the arm out, cross the midline. Head back to center, and then we'll release back down. Good, shake out the legs again. Okay, so we're gonna go back to standing on your right leg. I'm gonna just turn to the side so that I don't kick the wall behind me. So you're standing on your right leg, bend your right knee and then lean forward so that your left leg is behind you. And I'm gonna actually switch and do the same as you guys. All right, so we're holding this long diagonal. Shift your weight slightly forward into your right foot and then lift and tap down. So left leg is straight, lifting and lowering. Good. Doesn't go very far. Just try to lift as far as you can without arching your back. And then you'll lift and hold little circles. So keep it slow and steady. Change the direction. Okay, lower that foot down. Come back to standing. We just have the other side. So you'll be standing on your left foot. Bend your left knee as you lean forward. Good. From here, keep that straight spine. Lift and tap. So right leg is straight, left leg is bent. Good. Lift and hold. And then small circles. Nice and steady through the standing leg. Change direction. Okay, release that leg and you'll come back up to standing. Awesome. Okay, so just a few more stretches to finish up. So standing up nice and tall, let's take the left ear towards the left shoulder. Rotate your right palm forward. And then you're gonna lift your arm a little bit, maybe like halfway up. Good, so try to keep drawing your right shoulder down And then right fingers go backwards and forwards. So you're moving at the right wrist. That's it. Good. And then just relax that right arm down and just be gentle here. Take your left hand and gently assist your head to the left. Keep pulling the right shoulder down. Good. And then we'll release the hand, come back upright. Good. Okay, so now right ear towards the right shoulder. Keep drawing your left shoulder down. Left palm forward. Lift your arm up about halfway. And then left fingers back and forward. So if you spend any time at the computer, this usually feels really nice. It might just feel a little tight. Good. Relax your left arm down. You can gently use your right hand to assist the stretch. And then you'll come back to center. Draw your chin down to the center. And then from there, take your left ear towards your left shoulder. So your chin's still towards your chest as you tip your ear to the side. And then the right ear towards the right shoulder. Through center and lift your head. Good. Okay, take your arms up towards the ceiling. Big breath in, little arch of the back. And then as you exhale, you're going to round down. So tuck the chin, round the upper back, round the middle back. And round all the way down. Relax your head and neck at the bottom. Shift your weight slightly towards your toes. See if you can engage your abdominals a little bit more. And then rolling back up, feel free to take hands onto thighs to help you up. All the way back to standing. Good. Inhale, lift your shoulders up towards your ears. And then take them back and slide your shoulders down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, shoulders up, back, and down. Good. One more breath together. Lift your arms and breathe out. Awesome. All right, everyone, we're finished for today. Thanks for joining me. Hope that was useful for you, and you can come back to it again. I think it's being recorded. So thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Sara.
Thanks, Sara, for leading the class.
Thank you.